Over the weekend, I played the Monster Hunter Wild Beta, and I've never played a Monster Hunter game before, so I had no idea what to really expect. I've obviously seen some clips and some gameplay in the past, but I had never really played the game myself. And it's a beta, so not everything's gonna be in the game, which is again completely fine. But it'll give me kind of an idea of what's going to come and what the kind of play style is like, because again, I've never played the game before. My issues with the game don't come with the beta. The beta was great. The game looks absolutely fantastic. It ran really smoothly. I don't know if you guys have any issues with how the game's running, but for me, it ran quite smoothly. And the actual gameplay itself, the dodge roll mechanics, the fighting, I used the bow and the daggers. That's kind of a rogue-esque kind of playstyle, and I do really enjoy that kind of playstyle. It was really fun. The bosses were fun to fight, or the monsters were fun to fight. The monster interactions throughout the world are really interesting as well. They kind of fight each other. You're either fighting a monster and they kind of like start fighting you. Like two of them are now fighting you, which is chaos as well. And the monsters are only going to get more and more crazy as you progress through the game. None of my issues with the kind of the game were kind of in the kind of the beta first look. And I think my issues with the game are a Monster Hunter kind of gaming as a whole. My kind of idea of seeing like numbers when you're trying to do damage to a boss, like 5 damage, 100 damage, or whatever. I want a health bar to come with that to give me an indicator of like how much damage I'm actually doing. Because if I'm hitting a critical and it's doing like 500 damage and there's no health bar, I don't really know how much kind of damage I've actually done to it. Like, what does this number really mean to the level of the boss? Because I'm like, level 1 or whatever, and I'm doing 100 damage to a critical, and I'm still fighting him half an hour later. So, like, how much damage did I really do? And probably nothing. So, I would like kind of like a health bar there, but then I guess, like, with the whole Monster Hunter kind of game, there's no health bars throughout the game. So then why are there kind of damage numbers there? I don't really kind of get that. This is also like my second biggest issue about the game. The amount of running after the monster you have to do is insane. I feel like 90% of the fight I'm just running after the monster. Like, he goes down, he gets back up, I hit a critical, he kind of goes down and then starts to run away. And you catch up, you hit a critical, and then he runs away again. And then you hit a critical, and then he runs away again. And it's just like, I'm forever running after this boss. Like, yes, you're probably going to have to run after it because he is going to want to run away, but maybe make it less frequent. I don't know. Because when I was talking to my friends that do play Monster Hunter games, they say that it only gets worse as you progress because the monster just gets more and more HP and gets more and more difficult to kill. So I did find that kind of tedious. The first kind of like look into the game of how much I was just running after it. I do just want to fight the monster, and I do just want to beat it in a specific area. So that's kind of just an issue there. The kind of biggest issue that I do have with, I think it's like the whole Monster Hunter game in general, is the progression system. Now, I come from like Diablo and games like that. So you go out and your purpose is to go kill a boss to get better weapons, and like unique weapons drop, and these unique weapons do different things and allow you to play kind of differently into kind of like your skills and stuff like that. And from what I've heard so far, there isn't really any system like that in Monster Hunter. It's just, I start with a bow, and the bow can change different aspects. So it can get like a poison bow, I can get like a fire bow, but the bow itself stays exactly the same throughout the entire game. So for me, it's, where's my progression? The bosses get harder, and you get to meet new and cooler bosses, and they get more and more difficult. That's completely fine. I really like that kind of stuff. And I really kind of looking forward to seeing what Monster Hunter Wild monsters are in the game, because there was a wyvern in the beta and it was like firing electricity everywhere. And if they get better from there, then like what kind of awesome monsters are going to be in the game when it comes out. If I'm still going to have the same bow from level 0 to level 100, I think that's where I'm really going to start feeling the grind of that. I haven't really changed weapon. I haven't really changed any like abilities. I haven't really changed anything kind of in that kind of sense, unless I go over to a heavy weapon, which I don't enjoy the playstyle of a heavy weapon. So that would be kind of like my main barrier to entry when it comes to playing Monster Hunter Wilds or just Monster Hunter games in general. From what it looks like, it's just that I don't really have that real kind of progression in terms of like weapons. I've heard that there's gear progression, which is great, and it helps you. I don't know if it changes anything on like the bows, if there's any like unique or like legendary gear that you can get that turns your bow into something else. I don't know. Yet to kind of experience that. But from what I've been told, there isn't anything like that, and you just get the same bow from level 0 to level 100. And I'd say that is the main thing that would prevent me from keeping on playing a Monster Hunter game. But that's just me, right? That's just my opinion. Now, I come from Diablo, so I love like all these different bows and these different weapons, and they all do these different things that allow me to play in kind of different ways. So, but I'm still going to play the game. It felt great to play. Again, like the dodge roll mechanics, I was able to like 1v1 lots of monsters. In the group aspect, it was really fun as well. You can like shot call, and you can all do these different things, and you take all these different builds, and that felt really good to play. So I'm still going to play the game when it comes out, and I'm pretty like I'm going to enjoy the game when it comes out as well. Because again, the environments, the monsters, they all look really beautiful. They all interact, and it all plays very nicely as well. There's nothing wrong with the gameplay. I'm just going to want to see a little bit of the gear progression, but yeah, that's kind of it. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next one.